Chris, I think that was pretty cool how you did that last week, brother. That was awesome. So thank you for doing that. I just wanted to thank him publicly. I see Linda and Rommel and Robert and Jeff, more people coming on. You guys can invite some more people. We're just going to, I don't know if you guys have seen, I posted in the True Blue group and on the WhatsApp group. I'm going to try to create a bigger WhatsApp group. These social media trainings.
Hear me?
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Who's this?
Michelle, I don't know how I got this on here where like you could hear me. I'm trying to take it off.
We can hear you. Just mute your phone. I'll show you how to do it. 'Cause you'll get muted anyway, but just as you come on, there's a little button where you can mute your phone. What's your digits, Michelle? 612? Oh, there you are. You're muted. All right, cool. So what I wanted to share with you guys tonight before we got started, I posted some pictures of Caleb Maddox and his dad, Matt Maddox. A lot of people knew about Caleb before I did, which is kind of funny. I'm a little late to the game when it comes to him, but a lot of you guys are aware of this, that Lisa and I, honey, can you grab the chair? It is that, and if you're just coming on, please mute yourself as you come in. There's a lot of people that still haven't muted, and I don't want to have to mute everybody. So just mute yourself as you come in. But a lot of you guys know that Lisa and I, she's right there, got accepted. I'll let her fix her hair first. This guy's kind of cool. It turns and everything, which is kind of cool. So, and Chris can't make fun of it because it's eye level. But we got connected into Thrive Connect, which is an organization run by this man in the middle of the picture that you see here, Cole Hatter. And we went to our first mastermind this past weekend in Las Vegas. What a privilege. Lisa and I said we feel like we've already got our money back, and I won't begin to tell you how much money we spent, but it was a significant amount. It was a down payment on a house, basically. So, but we did that because we wanted to be able to bring content to you, and we wanted to be able to influence you guys so that we can bring stuff back to you guys. Now, I'm just going to tell you this. These calls are going to the next level. So if you have people in your organization that are not on these calls, I'm going to have Caleb on one of the calls. I'm going to have Cole on the calls. I'm going to have Steve Sims, who Lisa and I just loved. He's from New Zealand. He went from poverty to becoming this year supposedly going to be a billionaire. And I had an interview with Chris Record. I'm hoping to be able to get Chris on the call here. Tons of people inside the group. You guys can see Nicholas Barely, who Lisa and I are part of his mastermind on there. Kevin Stimson, who is in has a branding company that I think will be very beneficial for a lot of you, because you're going to see in some of this training that it's funny. Right before we got on, we thought maybe Caleb was going to be able to be on, and I guess he's just I don't know how a 16-year-old could be worn out, but I guess he's worn out from everything he did. And I respect Matt because one of the things that Lisa and I really, really appreciated about Matt as a father, that he's raised his son by himself, and he's raised just an amazing, amazing kid. Do you want to make a comment on that, about how impactful that was, and how Caleb, just so as we get started, just about how impactful that was?
So anyways, the father, Matt, was, if not a millionaire, on the way to being a millionaire, just, highly motivated, highly successful businessman, and just kind of discovered that he was missing out on his son growing up. So he basically traded in that life, because time is really, in relationships, that we've all been saying, is really the number one, asset, commodity, most important thing. And so anyways, long story short, he ends up taking his kid out of, traditional school and starts homeschooling him. And at the age of, I think, 7, he asks his dad, so what will it take for you to get me?
Buy me an iPhone, right?
What would it take for me to get you to buy me an iPhone? And the dad was like, what?
At 9.
Oh, at 9?
Yeah.
He's like, first of all, his boldness, his, willingness to just ask for what it is he wants because he wanted to get on social media. So Matt's like, you know what? That night I went and bought him a phone because kids are going to be on social media. He's got total access to it, but he made a deal with his son, and which was basically you're going to use it for good.
Yeah. Reading 3 hours a day.
Well, yeah, that's
basically
no
reading.
allowance. That was what he was being paid.
Right, but one of the things I think that Lisa and I really talked about, and we can interact as we go through this, is that her and I talked about it afterwards a lot, is that Matt, and you guys, most of you have kids. Some of your kids are in college. Some of your kids are grown up. Maybe you don't have kids, but you can influence other people's kids. Like Matt pays Caleb to read every single day. Like, yeah, and still does. But the cool thing is now Caleb has written 9 books. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this first slide. I don't know why it's not clicking. So I made up this little slide presentation. I literally finished it right before we started. Caleb, like I said, it says he's 15. He's 16 now. I told him I was joking with Matt today, and I said, hey, you need to update Caleb's Facebook page because it says he's 15 when he's 16. He's an author of 9 books. He's been to the White House. He's been with Ty Lopez. He's been with Grant Cardone. He's been with
speaking with.
Yes, speaking with.
And doing seminars with them.
Yeah, actually speaking with them. One of the things I wrote down a couple things that he said. And guys, let me tell you something. I posted today 3 books that I'm reading. I'm going to add this book to it and read a little bit of it every single day. I'm setting aside a certain amount of time because you guys remember what let me put it in chat. Let me just see what yeah, it's pretty amazing, Robert. And you guys are going to get to hear him on my call. Actually, Matt said, let's get it in the books. Let's schedule it and get Caleb on the call. So we'll be
next week,
if not very soon. So he one of the questions that they asked him was, what did you read or what books have you read to be successful? And he listed tons and tons of books, but he said his favorite book, and this was what blew me away because I love Jack Canfield. He's actually spoke with Jack Canfield. He's actually sat and interviewed Jack, and he said the success principles. If somebody tells you about a book, read it, okay? So, as I said, he started this company called Summa Success. And here's what Summa Success is. Finally, Summa Success, a system to help your kids become more confident, focused, disciplined, respectful, and successful.
And this all started because when he was in school too, bullying is such an epidemic in society these days. And there we go. He said one of the things his father did was instilled confidence in him once his father stopped, working and, kind of spending more time with him. He's completely pouring into him, building his confidence. And instead of paying him to do chores around the house, because he came home one day from his friend's house and says, hey, how come I don't get paid to take out the trash? My friends are getting paid to do chores around the house. I do it, but I don't get paid. His dad says, no. If I pay you to take out the trash, you're going to grow up and be a trash man. And that wasn't to be disrespectful,
no.
But it was that you can aspire to be more. I'll pay you to read books on bettering yourself, books on success. So he started reading all these books and learned and everything. And his father took him out of traditional school so that he can be at home and learn, quote unquote, real world things that's going to further his success.
Yeah. And one of the real cool things is just how they interact. One of his books I put here on the screen, Keys to Success for Kids. He got a mission and a company and a story to tell what's not to like. And he's been on Forbes magazine, Huffington's Post. So I wanted tonight to share some of these principles, and I don't know why that just did that, but I wanted to share these 10 principles with you. And if you have a pencil and a piece of paper, you can write these down. And obviously I'm recording it and you can go back and listen to it. 10 C's I don't know why. You know why I did that? Hold on one second, you guys. I just want to erase something here.
Oh.
I didn't notice that was doing that, but 10 C's to crushing it on social media. And I love this. This is how he started out. And Lisa will fill in some of the gaps with me too. I can't believe it, but it's the only recording that I didn't get on my recorder. I'm like, really? Like, I recorded Chris Record, and I recorded Naveen Jain and Steve Sims and just all of these speakers. I'll just tell you this. I have an appointment on Monday with Brian Bowman. I'm going to try to get Brian to be on one of our calls also. So every week I'm going to have different speakers nowadays to teach you guys how to brand yourself, how to build your businesses. Almost every person on here, you should be, as a life management distributor, you should be a entrepreneur, a business owner.
And if you don't see yourself as such, you need to change your mindset on that.
That's one of the things I think that Lisa and I took away from Caleb, is that he constantly was talking about mindset.
Yep.
And so, and Lisa can tell you, had you heard him speak, you would have thought an adult was speaking, right, honey? You would have thought, like, if he wasn't, like, he was literally this close to Lisa and I, right? Like this close. Yeah. And literally, it was just amazing to hear him speak, because when we heard him speak, we thought, man, we're hearing a 16-year-old who sounds like alternate.
Very mature, very articulate, very passionate, and very powerful.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. He's learned a lot from Cole, because his speeches were very much like our speaker training on Thursdays, and we're going to teach you guys a little bit about that. Cole talked about speaker training. I've shared a lot of what he's taught me with you guys from speaker training, but it was about us versus them and influencing people. It's very amazing. I've done massive calls since I've been back from my event. Lisa can tell you my schedule tomorrow is just crazy. But it's all about making an influence in the lives of those around you. And it's a mindset. So number one was commitment. I found this new program that kind of does this for you, which is kind of cool. Most people don't win on social media because they're not committed. They're not committed daily action to posting, to learning, to responding to people's comments, to doing Facebook Lives. And one of the things that I'm going to be really excited about when I have Brian Bowman and Logan and Donald Yu on is that they run all the social media, Facebook ads and Facebook campaigns and their Facebook pages for the Golden State Warriors, Ashley Furniture, NASCAR, and the list goes on and on and on for Cole and for different people, Ty Lopez and Lewis Howes, just different entrepreneurs that you guys are going to get to hear from. You guys are going to get to hear these people. We've been blessed to be a part of this mastermind, which I never thought would happen, but God worked it out and we're grateful. So you guys are going to get to hear this content and be poured in. It says, don't focus on the numbers, focus on the intent. You want to make a comment on that?
Yeah. Too many times, and I find myself too looking at, I'm starting to do these Facebook Lives and trying to come out of my own comfort zone more and more. And I go back and I look to see how many people looked at it, how many people commented on it. And they're like, it doesn't matter. Don't look at the numbers, look at the impact. And so I'm starting to try to not think about, oh, wow, I only had 7 views and 1 comment, as opposed to, 100 views. So it's not about the numbers. It's just about being committed to get yourself and get your message out there, and to just focus on that one person that you're going to be able to make a difference in. And we'll expand on that later.
Basically what your intent is. What's your intent? What is your desire? Is it to educate people on biohacking? Is it to teach them about how to losing weight? Before I go on, I wanted to share one comment to encourage you guys today. This whole teaching tonight is encouraging, but one of our speakers, I should have talked about this at the beginning, but I wanted to talk about it before I get too far in it. And actually, my kit just came in the mail down there on the floor, my Vimeo kit. Naveen Jain, who is a billionaire, who wants to cure sickness and disease, and he believes that it starts in the gut biome. And here's what he said. You guys are going to be super...
His wording is he wants to make disease optional.
Right. Disease optional. That's right. And so I bought the kit to kind of see, and I know Dee Dee is on, and I want to talk to her about this more, because I asked him what it compared to the hair, nail, and saliva test that they do as practitioners. And he said it takes it to the next level by finding out what foods in the gut what are not helping the body heal itself. And he said, if we could find a solution for inflammation and oxidative stress, mitochondrial function, and gut health, the three things that LifeVantage has conquered. And I believe that's exactly what Lisa and I did. We were just kept elbowing each other. And several people in the room that I've talked to about this, there was about 80 people in the room, only 90 people in the room, only about 85 people don't know about it. About 5 people do. And now Lisa even told me, you know, Amanda Barely and some other people are now going to start taking the products. I've signed up 2 people since we've been back to use the product. So we're getting the word out there because now we're guys, we're the pioneers. We're the technology changers. We're the category creators. People are copying what we have, and eventually they're going to have to use it. So, and just to put this sign in there, I have an email blast that's going to Naveen that he promised me he'd read, and then we're going to talk about it next week. So let's go on to the next one. Let's talk about point number 2. Okay. Point number 2 is content is key. Let's see. Yes, totally. So content is key. Be clear with your brand. What is it? We're biohackers, right? I think that's a clear brand for us, for most of you.
Mm-hmm. But even more personal with yourself in that biohacking story. Exactly.
What's your story? Have it be an ongoing story. Guys, we're creating our story as we go through this. What's that one thing that provides value? I loved one thing Caleb said. He said he had a lot of haters when he was going through things. But he said the massive impact, he would get emails because he provided so much value to people that he would literally have saved people's lives. And you guys know much about him. He wants to change the education system. He wants to make it kids can be able to excel in school and be confident and not, as Lisa said, not be bullied. The reason most of you don't win on social media is that your content, he said, that Caleb said that, I didn't say that. He said it sucks. And I thought about, you know, some of the content that we put out there. We don't think before we put it out there. We just put it out there. We don't study and find out what's good content, what's bad content. Study that. Study what's good content. There's all kind. Caleb said this.
Along with spelling and punctuation.
Yeah, and he said he watched a lot of YouTube videos on content, and he said he just constantly watched YouTube videos. Get clear about your content, what your content is, and what your story will be. Guys, this is practice for what we do with LifeVantage. We're constantly telling our story to people. Do you know why people in my mastermind are listening to Lisa now? Because we're not trying to sell them anything. We're influencing them. We're encouraging them. You got to stop trying to sell people stuff. And you got to try to stop being so urgent to where you're, you know, this is not a sprint with LifeVantage. Dr. John Huey, I saw him on here now. John told me this a long time ago, and I don't care. I'll use it in my story every single time. He told me it would take 7 to 10 years for people to see this. It's 7 years this year. So we have 3 years before people, heck, Naveen Jain thinks the 3 things that he wants to cure, make sickness optional, we've already figured out. He's going to add to that. I think we have 80%. I think he's developing the other 20%. So just let's keep going, guys. And here, what do you want people to remember you for? Don't post stuff that you don't want people to remember you for. And you know, whether it's cursing or ranting and raving about a friend or about your spouse or whatever that may be, cut that stuff out. People don't, you know, he said, look, you will rattle some cages, but you have to remember what you want people to think about you.
It's the big picture. You know, you don't want people people aren't going to respect you if they see you out drinking and partying. Not that this group drinks and parties, but that's just an analogy.
Oh yeah. He said, and it was one of the old things that Cole said about, you know, nobody wants to see you talking about your business and about how successful you are when Friday night you're out partying and drinking and saying, you know, those type of things. Yeah. Become an expert in the area, in the lives of your online community. So you need to become a biohacking expert. You need to become
everybody is on this call.
Exactly, a relational expert. learn, teach your stuff about the new terms of biohacking and what it does and how, guys, it's changed everything. I told Lisa this, and I told several other people this. I told our friend Bob, who just became a Life Advantage distributor in my mastermind through somebody else. Bummer, but he's the only one that even knew about it at first. So what content can you share that is worth 1 million people watching? Be practical, content on brand. Concentrate on your brand. Is that what why did that come like that?
I don't know.
I don't know how. And
We've got things
we went
double.
Well, we
Right.
no, we went back on here and went over this. I don't understand why it came out like that, but that's bizarre. Be practical, I think, is what this says. This meant to be said to be. It's correct. It says be practical, and then content is on your brand. Your content should. Oh, okay, this makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
The content should always be on your brand. Make it be practical. Don't go too much into too much detail. Caleb has 1 million followers on his business Facebook page. He's freaking 16, right? So think about that as you go through that. Let's go on to number 3. All right. All right. So the amount of followers.
Number 3.
What was that for?
Yeah.
Oh, most important. I love it. He said consistency. He said it's every day, bro. Like, you know, it's every day. You got to do it every single day. Why you don't have streaks in your life? Because you quit and never follow through. Nobody, you know, it's like the 7-day challenge or the 24-day challenge. No one ever, it's like, why now? You know, I looked at my watch today, and today's the 25th. I have exercised 23 of 25 days in 2018. I took 2 days off. One day when we were in Vegas, I was kind of sore because we were up late, the time change and everything, but I pretty much exercised every single day. I have some water, honey, somewhere. Okay, for that. 5 habits that you do every single day. And I love this. Thank you. He said, what are your 5 habits? Lisa and I agreed that this weekend we're going to write down our 5 most important habits. And I think what I'm going to do next week on the call, I'm going to show you some things that Cole wrote down about core habits that I think will be consistent. So I know I don't want to go too long, so I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. Take 1 day for people to forget about your face. That means you don't do, you're
If you
not.
don't show up on social media, they forget about you.
Yes, right. It only takes 1 day for people to forget about you, right? Crazy amounts of content means you create the opportunity to find the one that takes off. The more content you get, the more time you show people what's needed to be, the more this is successful.
Well, that and the fact that if you're not quite sure what to be posting, just post whatever and do go back and follow. And that's
related to your story.
Right. And that's part of what you do need to kind of look at the numbers, because then you know what people want to hear. Like today's Facebook Live that I did, I was asking, what do you want to hear? I've talked about a few different things, so I want feedback. So go back on my page, watch my Facebook Live, and post what you want to hear from me.
Perfect. When your haters start to like you because they see you so much, you know you're doing the right thing. And I love that. He said people who started hating him started liking him. And I love that, because at times people, there you go. Robert just posted prayer, Bible, workout, motivational videos, self-help book. Perfect, Robert. That's great, brother. And so let's go on to the next one. Connect. Okay. I love this one too. The amount of followers doesn't matter, but the following does. People that are actually following truthfully what you're reading at. It's the human being that matters. One person, he talked about people that had written him letters saying he saved them from suicide. At 120 followers, he sent a personal video message to each of his followers. So now that he gets, and I'm just going to tell you guys this, when you get followers, I used to send them voice messages, and now Caleb has encouraged me to send them a video message. So you record a 30-second video message on your phone, and you send it to whoever adds you on as a follower. Duh, really? Like we can't take time to do that? Focus on getting 1 million people to like. Instead, focus on getting 10 people to love. Stop focusing on getting 1 million people to like you. Focus on getting 10 people to love you. I love that. Isn't that great? Somebody made a comment. Let's see. Michelle said, prayer, workouts, healthy eating, inspire others one way or another, and build relationships. Great. Awesome, Michelle.
Thanks for the feedback, guys.
Yes. Number 5, okay? Create. You want to
Be creative.
Be creative. Adjust, stale with social media strategies. You talked about that earlier. You want to chat about that?
Yeah, people, you don't want to go stale. You know, things are out there for so long. It's the same thing over and over, whatever. Change things up. Adjust with it. Be flexible. Be creative.
Look at
People
the top.
are watching more.
And he said this. Look at the top 100 videos. The next day synthesizes what was successful and makes a video based on that. I love that.
YouTube.
On YouTube, find out what the top videos are. And I can tell you this, YouTube is awesome now. I'm going to start recording everything on my Zoom to YouTube because it creates more content. We met a lady in our mastermind, Anne, who spoke at Thrive last year. She has 1.6 million followers on YouTube. She makes a living off of YouTube.
Videos.
Yeah. So how can I innovate? What can I do different? Find out things that are innovative. Guys, look at the new video that Darren just did with the Vitality Stack and how it has the packets now. Great way to show people they can put them right in their thing. You guys can use them to give to people. He said it's a noisy world. Need to figure out how to get in front of that. I love that.
That's like what we are with our LifeVantage businesses. It's the same thing as saying, you know, that wave is coming. The wave, you know, get in front of it. Be prepared ahead of time. You need to figure out how to stand out. And with our products and with LifeVantage, we stand out. We're a category creating industry now. And so we just, in your, us versus them. So in your social media, figure out how, you know, you are unique. Each and every one of you is unique. You have your own special personality. Use it. It's easy to be yourself. Just be yourself. If you're afraid, be afraid. Do it anyways. Admit it. People respect that.
Totally. Number 6, controversial. People don't want something that makes them feel good. They want something fun that they can share, right? People don't want something that just makes them feel good. They want something they can share. So they want something that impacts other people in their life, that they can use to impact other people's life.
Or just to create a huge discussion, controversy.
Exactly. Controversial is when you truly start to blow up. He said, when you go against the norm. Guys, we're going against the norm. We're trying to disrupt a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Each and every one of our businesses is controversial right now.
Yeah, I mean, our coaching business is controversial because we're doing things that people have never seen done before, and it's because of our products. I don't want to be a trash man. You heard Lisa talk about that before. Why you're poor? Because you're passing up opportunities. Guys, I posted this on Facebook. Caleb said this. What's the definition of poor? P, passing over opportunity regularly. Okay? Don't be focused on or repeatedly. Don't be focused on impressing people. Focus on impressing upon people your truth.
Your message.
We have the truth, your story. You're back to telling your story. Don't let criticism get in the way of your impact. Get right over that. Get one of the speakers, Travis Chappell, who I've built a relationship with now and a friendship with. He was one of our Connect members. He does door-to-door sales. He said he just goes like this when people tell him no or when they're rejection. There's people in here right now, and you know who I'm talking about, that you have not worked your business this month or last month or today because you are worried about what other people think. You got offended or you got hurt because nobody got on phone calls or nobody got on your launch calls. Forget it. Move on. There's a billion people that don't know about our products and our company. Brand yourself on social media. Start using these tools to get involved.
Every day's a new day.
Exactly. I like this. Lisa and I love this. You said you need to have a culture or a tribe. You need to build a tribe. You need to build, like Caleb said, he's got these massive amounts of followers. Like, it's funny when I put this out there today. I always say to Lisa, I don't care how many people we have on here because the people that are going to hear this are going to hear this. But people were saying, you don't know about Caleb Maddox? You don't know about Caleb Maddox? If I'm a parent, when I have Caleb on either next week or the week after that, I'm going to be on this call. That's what I'm saying. We need to build a culture that is influencing people, not persuading people. You need to have an insane, I love it. He said this. I love some of the words he used. You need to have an insane fan base, right? Let's see. I always like to check the chats. Oh, did I skip 7? Oh, I skipped 7. Did I? Oh, it says I skipped 7. Somebody did.
Oh,
I did.
I guess we did. Oops. Here.
Hold
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you. I don't know how that happened because I didn't skip it on here. Can you give it to me?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I have it right.
Number 7 was the call to action.
Oh, okay. Number 7 was a call to action. Okay, I see why I missed it. Number 7 being the call to action. I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but it says strategy should be me.
Shouldn't be.
Or shouldn't be me. I'm sorry. It should be a mission.
It's that end result.
The end result. Okay. And it says the goal of the video is to
It's mission to accomplish.
mission to accomplish.
So, for example, with Caleb, his goals for his videos is to, his mission is to change the healthcare system.
No,
I mean, not the healthcare system. Sorry, that's our jobs, right? The educational system. Bless my heart. Stop it.
And whatnot.
So, anyways,
Got it.
number 7 was a call to action. What are you going to do? What's your mission? What are you going to inspire others to do? What are you going to call them to act upon?
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for doing that. Yada and whatnot. And okay. And so
back to 8.
Back to number 8. Sorry about that. Give your fans a name. Like
This is hysterical.
What did he say his was? The
Maddox Addicts.
Yeah, the Maddox Addicts, right? Like that we have a new business name. I'm gonna start calling them the Hefluence Tribe. And I love that. But she's not gonna change. She's always trying to change everything I do. So she's being turned off the screen for right now. Okay. You guys that are married know how that works. It says you've logged in from another device. Okay. Can you guys still hear us okay? Chris, you guys can still hear us okay? Somebody put,
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So number 9, copy or model. Hard to go practical on social media. Pick the person at the top and model what they're doing. So we have, I love to listen to Dave Asprey. I love to listen to, so there's a lot of people in our company that we need to model. I think that Brett Brimhall, for me, is the best teacher right now in our company. I watch him every day. Today he had his dad on, which is his dad, John Brimhall. And John's one of the most smartest guys that I know. And it's kind of funny how what Brett and him used to have a supplement company together around the world. And John is coming towards LifeVantage, which is just awesome. So looking at your industry, model what's already working. We already know what is working in our industry. We have that. I'm just going to tell you guys, if you can believe me or not. I believe that if you guys begin to influence people over persuading people, your business will be up. Somebody's not muted. So I'm not being able to feedback. If you guys just try to mute yourself if you can, please. I have some people who are not muted. I don't know. Hold on a second, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. It wasn't John. So let's go on to number.
Well, no, go back for a second.
Okay, go back.
I was just going to say, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Find that one person that inspires you and pattern yourself after them. For example, with Nicholas and Amanda Barely, the $1 Billion Body, the mastermind that Mike first got involved in.
Still involved in.
Well, no, that's the first one you got involved in, I said.
Right.
She's there and she's helping him and they're, you know, doing online coaching and everything like that. And so I told her yesterday, I almost said it. I said, I want to be the older mini me for Amanda. I want her to teach me. Why should I try to make things harder for myself and for launching this part of our business in our life when somebody's already gone and paved the way? So find somebody that's paved the way, somebody you admire, somebody whose personality you click with, and do what they're doing. And
let me comment on that too. It's funny how she just brought that up, because Nicholas and I feel like we're their parents.
I know.
Because we are their parents' age, but they're mentoring us, and I believe that we're mentoring them spiritually. So. I believe that Lisa's mentoring is going to be able to mentor Amanda, younger Christians, very impressionable, strong. Very strong, but very impressionable. Father and mother in the ministry, have their own ministry. So I just love that. So let me go into number 10 real quick, because I am over time, which is the last one because I'm over time. How do you crush it on social media? Okay, this is the ending part. As a fan buys yourself, it's calm down. I love how he said that.
The
10th one is calm down. The question is how to crush it and create a fan base you're impacting, not how to grow on social media. I love that. He said it's a learning process. He's like, look, he basically said this too. I'm a 16-year-old. If I can do it, you can do it, basically, right? And he said it. And I know we have some older population in LifeVantage, and they'll probably be listening to this. Look, you're not too old. You're not too old to create an impact in this world. There was people in our mastermind that, you know, we were probably one of the older couples there. But one of the things that we learned is you don't have to be perfect. Calm down, stay consistent, keep moving forward. If things are not working, don't stop. He said, I did a lot of things he started at age 8. So he's been doing it for 8 years. Be consistent. Be real and authentic is better than anything else you can have. I love that. You don't have to create a perfect video. You know,
just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Like I said before, if you're afraid, I was afraid. I wasn't comfortable. I'm still not completely comfortable talking to a camera. You know, I mean, this one's a little bit different because there's a little bit more people, but even still, I tend to get a little nervous over it. It's easier for me to talk live in front of a person. I don't like staring at myself on the camera, but I'm still going after it. And I'm just being honest and, you know, just saying that I'm not comfortable. People tend to, like we said before, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to hit the chat button.
Did you hit?
Hey, how come the chat's not coming up? There was a chat. Oh, it's over there now. That's why. I lost my connection. Can you go back to 9 for a moment?
Okay. Number 9 is modeling. It's hard to go practical on social media, but you guys, I'm recording this, so you'll be able to, Melissa, you'll be able to go back and watch the recording of it. So I'm recording it, but for time purposes, let me just. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about the field before we go. The field advisory board came up with some stuff that they did while they were out in Utah just a couple weeks ago, which is the Pro 9s. John, you're raising your hand. Did you need to talk? If you're going to need to unmute, you can. You paused the recording? Oh.
Yeah, it's paused now. There, now it's recording.
Yeah,
okay, thanks. Thanks, Robert. I'm going to just you guys with this. We're at the end of the month. I just had one rank advancement to Pro 4, Wendy Hill. I don't know if Wendy, are you on here? Or if she wasn't.
Hi, Dad. We're doing the puzzles.
What?
Minnie Mouse is back. Yeah, Wendy's on.
Are you sure?
She's doing the puzzles or something. Got a grandkids?
I don't think that was them. But okay. So I wanted to read this to you. Just had one Pro 4. I'll have another Pro 4 this month too. Guys, you still have a week's. I know people that are rank advancing in a week. Okay. I know some of you, like I have one person that I know is very close to winning the trip in my group. I'll just tell you, it's still doable for a lot of people. It is?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So Wendy, you're on your phone. Can I unmute you? Wendy, do you have your kids, your grandkids?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
yes.
you. Do you have your grandkids?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
I have something.
you were muted. So we thought somebody said something, but we thought, so I know you're on your phone. So we just wanted to publicly congratulate you. Do you want to say something, or say maybe just, a little something about how excited you are and what it means to reach this rank?
Yeah, I just can't believe I made it, because I remember when I first came into this, I wasn't planning on doing the business at all. And then when I started doing it, I can remember getting to Pro One and going to the LVA meetings and thinking, I'm just going to stay here, because if I go any higher, I'm going to have to get up and speak in front of people. I'm going to have to speak on calls like this. All these things I did not want to do. And then I started thinking, shoot, I got to do this because people need to hear about this and I want the money. So I got to move forward, and I just got to overcome my fears. So I'm doing like you, Lisa. If I don't want to do it, I'm scared or whatever, I'm just pushing through and doing it anyway. If I make a fool of myself, I make a fool of myself, but I'm going forward.
Good for you. I
Amen.
remember, and it's kind of
Yes.
funny, Wendy and I had these conversations. She's like, Michael, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to get on there. I don't want people doing. And now she's
She's
doing
rocking it.
now she's doing it. So congratulations.
You got to
So,
set up that retreat weekend, Wendy.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so
It's
much.
doable, guys. You can do it. Keep on going.
Amen. I agree with you 100%. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. So let me finish with this. This is and I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen this yet, but the activated essentials is now still free shipping, which that was going to change, which is a big hallelujah. The Vitality Stack, the bottles are $149 retail and $125 wholesale.
Oh, 125 PV.
Yeah, but it's at 125 PV. I'm sorry, 149 auto ship, or what do we call it now? Subscription. And Vitality Stack packets. Guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but watch the video that I posted on the Freedom Fighters, the new video that Darren does. It's awesome. They talk about the products. They show the packets, how you can fold them up and put them in your thing. I'll tell you what's going to do great for me and Lisa. We don't have to have that flipping gigantic morning thing that we have to take everywhere we go, right? We can just fold that thing up and take it. So the beauty stack's been discontinued, and so is the activated essentials with True Science. So hope you guys had a chance to look at that this week. There it is.
It's in your email.
It's in your email. That's it, live in person. If not, I put it on the Freedom Fighters. If you haven't joined Freedom Fighters and you want to, just find it on Facebook. Before we go, anybody want to make a comment or ask a question about anything that we've been? I know we went a little bit longer tonight, but any questions or comments, just unmute yourself, make a comment, make a question, or if you have something you just want to
Raise
share.
your hand again, Dr. John.
Or just something you want to share. Robert, did you want to share something, brother?
I just want to say thank you, man. I'm looking forward to the upcoming meetings. I'm going to start spreading the word even more to the team. Very exciting stuff. And thank you for teaching us everything that you do, right? Everything that you've learned, and you're sharing the wealth over here on this side. So I definitely appreciate it.
What it's all about.
You're welcome, brother. That's what it's all about. Anybody else want to comment before we go? Have a question? All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining. We love you guys. We're honored to get to do life with you guys. I don't know if you guys can see, but we have a studio that we are in the process of fixing up over there. You can see the new lighting. We got a new stand, which is cool. As Lisa said, we'll get rid of our Christmas tree box that we're using for our stand.
Hey, it worked. Talk about being creative. I mean, come on.
Look at this thing. I don't know if you guys can see this. That maroon sheet is actually our Christmas tree box stand, which is Lisa's walking over there now. And those are the recessed lighting that we use that kind of plop around, that is really, really cool. And so you can see how they turn on. So we're starting to do videos. You guys will start to see content that we're going to start putting on biohacking, intermittent fasting, some other stuff that we're going to start doing for YouTube. And so hopefully this has been some encouragement to you. We love you guys. thank you for being on, and we will see you next Thursday. And I will promise you, I will have a special guest that will rock your world next week. So God bless you all. Thank you all for being on. Have a great night.
Bye.
Thanks, Mike and
Thank you.
Lisa.